Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 83 of Serendipity, and this one's titled Baby Shower Ahoy! Just another warning before we start, this chapter does have an adult scene, which I have cut out as I usually do. I will put the links in the description for this chapter. It's quite a large adult scene that I've cut out, but it will just continue on as if it never happened in this listener audio version. Oh, really? You asked, looking down at your belly. What makes you say that? You're sitting very low. Boys always sit low. Isn't that a sign for girls? Another lady asked, checking out your belly. Does the baby move a lot? She then asked you. Yes, all the time. Move as in roll or kick? The first asked. Well, roll mostly, you replied, thinking a little. Girl, the first said with a click of her fingers. Definitely girl. I think girl too, another commented. You smiled and chuckled. Everyone was saying something different. Guess I'll just have to wait and find out when the reveal happens, you thought, as you let them all continue to try and figure out what gender you were having. After they chatted a little more, you moved on to your office and went about your day, feeling the little one wriggling around in there. With such a beautiful little bump to the inside of your tummy every now and again, there was no way you could feel lonely. A few more weeks went by, and you were just a week away from the baby shower and starting to feel a little heavier. Your mum is okay with planning? You asked Deku one night. Mrs. Midoriya had offered to host the baby shower at her place and wanted to cater and set everything up by herself so that you didn't have to do a thing, which you were mostly grateful for, as it was hard enough getting out of bed most mornings, let alone trying to plan your own baby shower. She will be enjoying it. The planning, that is. I promise, Deku said happily to you, his hands tracing over the sides of your belly. He felt a little nudge against his palm and he smiled up big. I just felt a little kick, he said excitedly. I love you too, he spoke to your stomach. That desire to own you was starting to eat away at him. It had been weeks since the two of you had been intimate, and he didn't want to push you or anything, so he had just been waiting patiently for you to indicate that you wanted to do something more than just kiss, but you'd been so busy or tired that you hadn't initiated anything, and he was starting to lose the fight against his higher morals. His hand gently caressed under your belly, and he started to get more excited as his fingers brushed across your pelvic bone. He remembered all the times that you two had been intimate, and image after image of you on top of him flashed through his mind. You could feel the mood shift, and you started to get a little excited as well as Deku's hand slipped a little lower. It's been a while since we were intimate, you thought, looking up into his eyes. He paused and looked at you, then quickly pulled his hand away and turned away from you, a flustered look on his face. Are you okay, Izu? You asked, placing a hand on his arm. He nodded, but didn't say yes, so you squeezed his arm gently to get him to look at you again. What's up? You asked him, gazing into his eyes as they started to flicker a little with a hint of passion. Forgive me, he fumbled, a bright blush across his cheeks as he tried to hide. Why? What did you do? You asked, confused. His blush deepened, and you leaned into him sideways so that your bump wouldn't get in the way as you tried to see his eyes from under his forearm that he had held up. Yes? I was just thinking about us, and I know I shouldn't be having these thoughts when you're so heavily pregnant, but As he fumbled along, you understood what he was trying to say and smiled softly. You want to have some time together? You asked seductively, nudging him a little, which made him sweat bullets of embarrassment. I'm sorry, I can't stop thinking about you and my mind keeps on... Why are you being so shy? You chuckled, struggling to stand up and then turning and taking his arm in your hand and pulling it from his face. No, don't look at me, I'm so embarrassed, he mumbled, looking away. Come with me, you said with a cheeky smirk. It's been a while since we did anything. You pulled him up from the lounge chair, and with pregnant belly in front, you led him down to the bedroom. His heart was pounding in his chest, and there was something else pounding somewhere else. And after that, the two of you were so relaxed you fell asleep almost instantly. Can you please zip up the back of the dress for me? You asked Deku the following week as you were getting ready for the baby shower. You look beautiful, he said with a bashful smile as he walked up behind you and zipped up the dress. I feel so big, you moaned pitifully, turning to face him and cupping your hands underneath your very large belly. His eyes softened and he gently cupped your hands in his as he helped you hold the weight of your belly. "You are perfect, and this beautiful belly is perfect, because our little one is in there," he said, gently rubbing under your tummy and feeling a little wriggle in his palm. "We're yet to find out if we're having a little girl or a little boy today," he said excitedly. "Oh, that reminds me. Who's picking up the gender reveal balloon?" Deku asked as he let go of your belly and stepped back to keep getting ready himself. "Jem and Shoto," he said. "Jem offered to pick the balloon up for me, so I wouldn't be tempted to try and figure out what the colour was inside." Deku grinned. "They're wonderful people. Is Kachan and his wife coming today? I remember inviting them, but I don't remember if they replied." "Yeah, they're coming. All of your high school friends are coming, and some of my work friends and others," you said with a smile. "It's going to be a good day. I just hope your mum is going to be okay with such a full house of people." "She'll be very happy, I'm sure," Deku replied with a beautiful smile. "Mum loves to cater for people." You smiled and reached for your handbag. "Well then, let's go. Better not keep everyone waiting." Deku nodded and reached out for your hand, before walking off down to the front door, then off to his mum's house for the baby shower. He was so excited. It would only be a few more weeks of your quiet little house of 2, then it would become a happy little house of 3. And there ends chapter 83. Stay tuned for chapter 84.